Join me as I dive into the world of SSDs and challenge myself to find out what makes them so much faster than traditional HDDs. In this video, you will explore the fascinating world of SSDs and how they revolutionize data storage technology. Hard disk drives, or HDDs, have been the norm for data storage for decades, but they have some significant limitations. They're mechanical devices that rely on physical movement to read and write data, which makes them prone to mechanical failure. They're also relatively slow, with read and write speeds that can bottleneck your computer's performance. Plus, they're noisy and consume a lot of power. As our data storage needs have grown, it's become clear that we need a faster, more reliable alternative. That's where solid-state drives, or SSDs, come in. They're designed to overcome the limitations of HDDs, and they do it in a big way. One of the main advantages of SSDs is their incredible speed. They can read and write data at lightning-fast speeds, making them ideal for applications where speed is crucial. But what exactly makes them so fast, and how do they differ from HDDs? That's what we're going to explore in this video. A hard disk drive is like a record player, with a physical arm that moves over a spinning disk to read and write data. This mechanical process takes time, which is why HDDs are generally slower than SSDs. In contrast, SSDs store data in interconnected flash memory chips, which can be accessed almost instantly. This means that SSDs can read and write data in a fraction of the time it takes an HDD. But it's not just the technology that sets SSDs apart, it's also the way they're designed. HDDs are often built to be as cheap as possible, which means they're prone to failure and don't always prioritize performance. SSDs, on the other hand, are built with performance in mind, which is why they're so much faster. Let's take a closer look at the technology behind SSDs. At the heart of every SSD is a type of memory called NAND flash. This is where your data is stored, and it's what allows SSDs to access data so quickly. But NAND flash is just one part of the equation. Every SSD also has a controller, which is essentially the brain of the operation. The controller is responsible for managing data traffic, allocating memory, and ensuring that the SSD runs smoothly. It's a complex task, and it requires some seriously advanced technology. In fact, the controller is often the most expensive part of an SSD, which is why high-end SSDs can be so pricey. But the payoff is worth it. With a fast controller and high-quality NAND flash, an SSD can achieve blazing fast read and write speeds. When you're shopping for an SSD, you'll often see terms like sequential read and write speed, random read and write speed, and IOPS. These are all measures of an SSD's performance, and they can be a bit confusing. Sequential read and write speed refers to how quickly an SSD can read and write large blocks of data. This is important for tasks like transferring files or loading games. Random read and write speed, on the other hand, refers to how quickly an SSD can access small, scattered pieces of data. This is important for tasks like booting up your operating system or launching apps. IOPS, or input-output operations per second, is a measure of how many individual read and write operations an SSD can perform in a single second. This is important for tasks like video editing or running multiple apps at once. When you're choosing an SSD, it's important to consider what type of performance you need. The question is, so, how do SSDs stack up against HDDs in terms of performance? The difference is staggering. For example, a high-end HDD might have a sequential read speed of around 200 megabytes per second. A high-end SSD, on the other hand, can have a sequential read speed of over 5,000 megabytes per second. That's a difference of 25 times, and it's not just about sequential reads. SSDs also excel in random reads and writes, and they can handle a much higher number of IOPS than HDDs. This means that SSDs can handle demanding tasks with ease, while HDDs can struggle to keep up. And it's not just about performance, SSDs are also much more reliable than HDDs. They have no moving parts, so they're less prone to mechanical failure. They're also more resistant to shock and vibration, which makes them ideal for laptops and other portable devices. The question is, so, what does it all mean? In short, SSDs are faster, more reliable, and more efficient than HDDs. They're designed to overcome the limitations of traditional hard disk drives, and they do it in a big way. Whether you're a gamer, a video editor, or just someone who wants a faster computer, an SSD is a great investment. It can breathe new life into an old machine, and it can help you get more done in less time. Thanks for watching, and be sure to leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you want to learn more about optimizing your SSD's performance, be sure to check out my next video.